Hey guys, how's it going and welcome back. Well, we're going to take a look at two different types of strings here. Now, the package here, the DAddarios, these are EXL110-3Ds, okay? Now, these are 1046 string. I use these on guitars like my Les Pauls, as well as my SG. Guitars that require 10 gauge strings, right? And generally ship with 10 gauge from the factory. Except this one came with 946s, and yeah, we had issues of trying to lift the neck. So yeah, we had to go 1046. Why Gibson ever went to 946 in 2018 on their Les Pauls and probably many other models, we'll never know. But the 1046s are very common on Gibson guitars, have been forever. This is what I've been using, and I really like these strings. They do last quite a long time. They sound really good, so I'm pretty happy with them. But we need to try something a little bit different here. So I picked up a pack of these Elixirs. Now these are not NanoWeb, they're called Optiwebs. They're nickel plated, 1046s as well, considered to be a light gauge. Now on the back of the package it tells you about NanoWeb and Optiwebs and Polywebs. With Polyweb, and they also have another model here just called Elixir strings. Oh no, okay, that's not. So we do have Polyweb coating, warm, slick and fast. NanoWebs are bright and smooth, which I have to agree with. I use NanoWebs on my acoustic, on my Taylor. The Optiwebs, that's these, they're crisp and natural sound, they say. So I guess the proof is going to be in the sound, really, and the feel of these things. Now, like typical strings, these do feel very smooth. They are electric guitar strings, so even the windings are very much finer and tighter than acoustics, which tend to be a little bit more bulkier and noisier because we're also dealing with thicker gauges too on acoustics. But 1046, this is where we're at, and yeah, let's see if these are actually going to be any better. Now we're going to do a sound test, of course, because we already have the DAddarios on here. And I'm plugged into my Orange 35 RT and my Boss ME80 pedal board. So we're going to do a bit of clean stuff, a little bit of distortion stuff. Starting, of course, like I said, with the DAddarios, see what they sound like. Then I'm going to change the strings. We're going to come back to the Elixirs and see if I like them or if they make me hurl. Okay? So let's give you the sound. Okay, so that's our clean. Let's get some dirty stuff going here. Alright, so instant for you, me, about a half an hour. So we'll be right back and we're going to see what these Elixirs are like. Stay tuned. Alright guys, we have the new Elixer Optiwebs on. First time you, first time me. Swear to God, no lie, I have not listened to these strings yet. Just stretched them in, tuned them up, and leaving the tuner on here for now just to see what happens. So let's start with our clean channel and see how things go here. neck pickup's going to be any better. It was pretty muddy before. Might be a hair less muddy than it used to be. I know we didn't do that test with the other strings for the neck pickup, but I thought, yeah, I know what this guitar sounds like, so it might be a little tiny bit less muddy. They do feel a little more slippier than the DAddarios, so that's a good bonus. Let's double check our tuning here. Okay, let's see how this thing does with distortion now. You guys are going to have to go back and forth between the first section and this section to see if you can hear a difference. I screwed that up. They're a little more interesting. And looks like I popped the string. That's a first. I know, sounds like a dead cat. I'm still not that great at doing lead stuff, so, you know, hey. say this, they stretch in pretty quick, so that's a good point. Alright, now as for my opinion, I find that a little bit less muddy on the neck, unclean. Definitely an improvement on distortion on the neck. And I realize we didn't do the neck testing with the DAddarios, but really makes no difference. This was more for my benefit of hearing for the neck pickup. I generally use the bridge anyways. You know, I rarely ever go near the neck pickup, or let alone both at the same time. But they do stretch in rather quickly. They do feel a lot faster, which can really mess with you a little bit, because I was used to a little more restriction going back and forth with the DAddarios. So because they're not coated at all. And the Optiwebs have like the ultimate thin coating, apparently. Whatever that's supposed to mean, but whatever. They're nice. So are they worth paying well more than double the price? I'm kind of thinking you might want to try out a set. Now, I don't think I would spend that kind of money on all my guitars. However, I may try a set on my SG just because. You know, but as far as my other guitars go, no way. I'm only willing to spend so much money on strings, because my top guitars that I play are the ones that I would definitely say, yeah, these are the ones that you'd want to invest the most money into quality strings with. You know, or the others, you know, feel free to cheap out a little bit. There's no harm in it. There's nothing wrong with the DAddario strings that I've been using. They are fantastic. They do last a long time. So, you know, I'll give it that. But now, of course, longevity does depend on how much acid is in your fingers, how much sweat comes off your hands into your strings. In my case, that'd be a 0 and 0. So, you know, strings can last me 1, 2, 3 years, depending on the strings and depending on the guitar, if it's acoustic, electric, how much I'm playing it, etc. And because I have a lot of guitars, of course, I can get a lot more life out of a set of strings, right? Those DAddario strings were not all that old. And very little playtime on them either way. But in hearing them, and I've heard them enough throughout the years, because that's what I've been using for years, is 942s and 1046s on my electrics. Yeah, I can definitely say that the nano webs are definitely going to improve your speed. Can kind of throw you off a little bit, like it did me. But you know, once you get used to that extra silkiness, oh wow, it's pretty nice, you know. And they do stretch in fast. I remember with DAddarios, it might have taken me, I don't know, 10, 20 tries of stretch tune before they would, you know, hold really well, right? These things, I stretched them out maybe 4 or 5 times tops, and just a couple of light retunings, and good to go. Even just checking it now, like my E is still dropping a little bit. But that's okay. They still got to stretch. A is good. D is good. G. B is good. E is good. So, but yeah, I think try a set. See if you like them. Let me know in the comments below which ones, I mean, you actually preferred the sound of. We're using the exact same amp, same pedal board, same clean channel, same effect. Now, the effect I'm using, of course, is called Metal Distortion on my ME80, and my drive is at about 1 o'clock. Tone is at, maybe about 10 after 12, just off center. And, of course, my level is sitting at around 11 for that particular effect. So if you have something like, you know, a Metal Distortion pedal of some sort, try those settings to see what kind of grind you get out of that pedal. For a metal pedal type of thing, and or heavy distortion, maybe the Boss MT2 or something, Metal Zone. But yeah, I think that I could say that for your main guitars, yes, these are a benefit and they're worth the extra money. We are going to get a lot more longevity too, because I know out of the Elixir nano webs I use on my Taylor, I only have to change the strings on that. Now, I play my acoustic a lot, okay? Mainly because I do play in a worship team as well at church, but I also teach and I play a lot. But even teaching, I usually grab the Les Paul or an SG for the electric stuff when I'm teaching students. So I mean, my guitars do get played quite a bit, but the NanoWebs, once or twice a year maybe on the Taylor is all I have to change strings with. So that's pretty good for NanoWebs. These Optiwebs are a lot finer coating than Nanos, and they're feeling really slinky. It's almost like, you know, you've put like oil on the strings. It's kind of a weird feeling. It's just, it moves really nice, and the noise level is actually not bad either. That's actually a lot less noise than the DAddario's were. So I think we're out of here now. So my vote is definitely yes. If you want star ratings, I know a lot of you guys do. I'll throw a 4.5 out of 5 into these things. I mean, I have no problem with that, and that's, to me, very realistic. Nothing deserves a 5, that's for darn sure, because nothing's perfect. But they are a far cry better. You'll hear you'll have a little bit less mud in that neck, for sure. And you're gonna have some nice cleans as well. The cleans are doing much better. So yeah, I think they're definitely worth the money and taking a look at. Let me know what you think. Try a set. Let me know what you think on your axe. You know, whether it's single coils or humbuck or whatever. And I can coil split these too, so you get that single coil type tone. Now you don't notice a lot of difference with distortion, with splitting, but if we do this. So there you go, that's with making them sound like single coils. Not the best representation, but they're pretty decent. Anyways, thanks so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you on the next one.